real cases before a real judge.
And now, enter the courtroom of Judge Mathis. Plaintiff Jessica Divins dated the defendant, and they had 2 children together. Jessica claims after the birth of her first child, the defendant became controlling and could not hold down a steady job. Jessica's suing her ex for the cost of a car and the balance due on a loan. Defendant Ronald Nolden admits that he did not have a steady job, but insists he worked small jobs and did anything he could to bring home a paycheck. Ronald insists Jessica never gave him a loan, and he's countersuing for the cost of a moped.
Start with you.
Yes. So in 2007, me and Ron met. We met at work and we started dating. He was 33 at the time and I was 22. The age difference wasn't really a big issue to me. I usually date older men because they're more mature and they have goals. Well, with Ron, that was not the case at all.
What was it like dating him?
At first it was great. You know, he was loving, caring, used to take me out to do things. He did work when we started dating. Okay. But after I had my daughter, things kind of changed. He was very controlling.
You all have a child together?
We do. We have 2, actually.
Okay. How long were you all together?
5 years.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes. So things kind of changed. He was very controlling. He didn't like me to see my friends.
You lived together?
We did.
Okay.
He used to time me when I'd go out and do things, and you know, I just kind of got over it. He couldn't keep a steady job, so after 5 years and 2 kids, I decided to separate and go on my own.
Because the man couldn't keep a job?
Yeah.
Was he quitting those jobs?
We had moved to Texas briefly, and after that, he couldn't hold a job down.
Was he quitting the jobs?
No, he couldn't get a job and worked temp mostly.
Okay, so was it his fault? Was he searching every day?
No, not really.
He was not really. What was he doing? Because all I'm hearing right now, you left your man because he lost his job. Been with the man 5 years, 2 kids in the house, loving family, loving household. The kids miss their dad. He loses his job temporarily and you throw him out. Get out, you don't have no job, you don't work. When he was working, he buying everything, paying for all the rent, at least meeting some of the obligation. I'm sure he was paying his share, he living there. Both of you all working. You miss a week and he's thrown out. In between interviews, you kicked the man out in between interviews.
I was the one going to school, I was the one working, I was the one holding down the fort, paying the bills.
And he was looking.
And that's all he was doing, and not coming.
Well, he can't make the people hire him. He can't make the people hire him. Well, I hope folks at home are not watching this case. Because we're going to get a lot of people thrown out. The economy, they've laid everybody off. Nobody has jobs.
You know, it was during the recession, but you know, at that point, after a year time, McDonald's would have been an option for me, okay? I would not have hated on that.
He didn't go to McDonald's to apply? Oh, well, I'm with you then. All right. He should have at least gone to McDonald's, wherever he got to do. Go to McDonald's, Burger King, and Kentucky Fried. Work all 3 of them.
Double, triple
3 of them put together is still going to have him a little short on money. So I'm with you. You didn't work much, or what was your deal? You tell me.
I worked for All West Transportation, and then, like she said, we went to Texas, and then when we came back...
Whose idea, watch this, whose idea was it to go to Texas?
Well, we wanted to try to get a fresh start.
But part of it was her idea. So you had a man leave his job.
It was his idea.
Then when he doesn't have a job, after you've encouraged him to leave, then you want to throw him out.
He's from Texas. He's from Texas. So he wanted to go back home. And I wanted, you know, I'm from Washington.
All right, we're going to get to the loan in a minute, but you tell me how it occurred that you got kind of stuck in a jobless situation and whether you were doing your best, and tell me what happened.
We went to Texas. When we came back, I couldn't find a job. I was at work source, putting in applications.
That's right, you were working temps.
Doing odd and end jobs. I'll do some mechanic work on cars. I'll replace sinks or whatever I can get.
Didn't lay at home all day.
No, I didn't.
Didn't eat up all the food all day.
No.
Didn't sit there smoking weed and drinking beer and watching cartoons all day.
That's not my character.
That's not true. He was not out there every day.
Was he working all these small jobs?
He did have odd and end jobs. He did work temp.
What do
That's
you want
true.
out of him?
I want him to look forward into a career. I wanted school to be an option. I didn't have a problem, but
all right.
we weren't going in the same direction.
All
I
right.
was
Did
looking
you
up and
attempt to get training, skilled trade, community college, anything? Advance yourself?
I was looking to go back to school.
What happened? You couldn't find it? You say you were looking to go back to school.
Well, I wanted to try to go back to.
Did you, and why not if not?
It was basically a transportation and financial thing.
The bus didn't work where y'all live?
Yeah, the bus
Well,
did.
then, wasn't no transportation problem. What else?
You had cars, don't
Quiet.
lie.
I'm trying to let him go through his
Okay.
excuses. We're going to get to the loan. That's why you had to loan him money. Go ahead. Why didn't you go to school? You say because of the transportation?
At the time that I was gonna go back to school, she was going to school. I used to take the kids to daycare while she was going to school. I used to watch the kids.
What would happen had he worked?
We had a grant for the kids to be in daycare while he searched for work and while I went to school.
Is that true?
So
You had a
dropping the
grant
kids
to
off was
pay
your
for the
duty.
daycare?
Yes, because she was on
you
the
talking
systems.
about you used that as one of the reasons that you couldn't go to school when in fact you had a grant to keep the kids. Go ahead with the lawsuit, ma'am.
Yeah, so
That's why
after we
she quit
broke
you.
up,
Go ahead.
in mid-March, he came to me. He said he had a job opportunity and it was a really good paying job opportunity, and he didn't have transportation. His car broke down. So he asked me for a loan for $425 for a moped. So I agreed. I was kind of hesitant at the time because we weren't together. I didn't know, you know. So I decided we had a contract that he would pay me $50 a paycheck until the loan was paid off.
Okay, good. You have that agreement, or do you agree?
It was verbal.
Okay.
That's
And
not
he has
true.
paid how much?
50.
All right, so that would be $375 he owes on
Yes.
the loan. So he's shown some effort.
I was the one going to school. I was the one working. I was the one holding down the fort. paying
And
the
he was
bills.
looking.
And that's all he was doing, and not coming.
Well, he can't make the people hire him.
Plaintiff Jessica Divins has 2 children with the defendant, and she claims after their first child was born, the defendant became controlling and couldn't hold down a steady job.
If you ask him, what does he tell you?
Well, he didn't get the job, so I didn't harp on him too much.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't harp
All
on
right.
him too much.
And-
But finally in June, he did land a job at a warehouse, and it was in another city, so he couldn't get there via the
All right,
moped.
but what excuse did he give you for not paying?
He didn't get the job. I mean, and he had temp contracts between then. He could have paid me. I was being lenient to
Sir,
it.
what's your defense to the loan?
She never gave me a loan. She's just here trying to get all that she can. I never
So you
got a
pulled
loan.
$700 out of your butt?
Quiet.
I never got a loan.
In March,
the
she
tax
never
money.
put. In March, did she ever put any money in your hand in March?
No, Your Honor.
She's making all of this up.
She's making that part up that she gave me a loan.
Did she put it in your hands?
She never gave me no money in no form
That's
or fashion.
my point. Okay.
That's not true.
So
That's
she's
not true,
making
because
the
I
whole
actually
thing
borrowed
up.
the money to give him the loan because I didn't have all
Ma'am,
the
he
money.
says you're making the whole thing up.
Well,
Isn't
I
that
got
what you're
evidence
saying?
that I'm not making it up.
What
so,
evidence do you have?
So I had
What
to
is
borrow.
your evidence? What is it?
It
Hand
is-
it here,
it's-
please, Doyle. You can hand it to me. You need
It's a
to tell
note
me.
regarding the loan. It's a note regarding the loan.
From who?
From my mother.
I don't know whether to rely on this. She never liked the man anyway, so I don't know whether to rely on that if she'll say anything about him. She never liked you, did she? Huh?
Well, that's not, the note
Did she
isn't.
like you or not? I'm trying to help you. Did her
Some-
mother like you or not?
Somewhat, but you
Well,
know.
if she liked you, then you owe it because she wrote something. She wouldn't lie on you if she liked you. Go ahead. Tell me about the car, ma'am.
Once he finally did land a job, I loaned him my Sebring so he could get to and from work. The agreement was that he would pay me the remainder of the loan of what he owed me, and also that he would return the car by February because I was going to trade it in to get a new
What
one.
happened?
He totaled the car.
Oh, boy. Sir, did you total her car?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
How? What happened?
I was coming from work. I was tired and I fell asleep in
How
the
many
car.
jobs you have?
I had one job.
One job, and you falling asleep talking about you tired. How you gonna get tired with one job?
Well, they had us doing a lot of overtime, Your Honor.
How much overtime?
12, 13 hours a day.
How about that night?
Around 11.
11 hours. You get 3 hours overtime, and you can't even make it home.
And
Were
still
you
ain't
drinking?
paying no bills.
It was
Were
a
you
long week,
drinking?
Your Honor. No, sir. No, Your Honor.
All right, you seem like a decent guy. I wish I could catch her in the lie, but I can't.
And I have
So
pictures.
believe
I
she's
have
telling
pictures
the
here
truth.
of the car.
And you're telling the
before.
truth also about this car.
That's the condition of the car before and after in the police report.
Before. Ooh, my goodness, sir. What exactly happened again?
I was on the freeway coming from work, and I fell asleep and the car flipped over. It rolled over.
He rode it 3 times.
Oh, were you injured?
I just sprung my neck and light concussion.
Well, somebody was praying for you. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Your counterclaim, how does she owe you $700, sir? And give me the value of the car. You have something?
You know,
I actually have the blue book value on the car, Your Honor.
Let me have it, please. Thank you. $700, how does she owe you?
When I got my taxes back, I went and bought the scooter, and it was a means of transportation to me.
So
That is
how
a
does
lie.
she owe
That
you?
is a
though?
lie.
Man, be quiet. How does she owe you?
how do you get
because
taxes if
Be
you don't
quiet.
work?
This is a good man you had, and you done messed it up, putting him out because he lost his job.
Your Honor, I put the scooter in her name because my license was actually suspended.
Where's the scooter now?
It's parked at a friend of mine's house, and
So why are you suing her? The title?
yeah, the title because I was.
Ma'am, what do you say? Did he pay for the scooter, and should he be given the title?
If he ain't worked, how did he get taxes back? If you didn't work, how did you get
He
taxes
was
back?
working. He was working temp. You said he was working temps.
No, he did not pay for it. He did not pay for it.
You
He
say
paid
you
for half. He
loaned
paid
him the money.
$400.
You say you loaned him the money.
I did.
And he paid for it. From the loan. That's what you said. Told you, I knew I was going to catch her in a lie in a minute. I'll grant you your judgment, ma'am. I'm going to order him to pay your money immediately for the car, $2,400. The $375 that he owes you, you'll get that upon giving him back the title. All right? Good luck to you.
I don't know how you could fix your mouth to say that you got taxes back and paid for that vehicle. That's crazy.
I don't know how you could say that I wasn't working and I wasn't trying to work and I wasn't trying to find no job.
You know, that's the father of my 2 kids. I mean, we got to get along, but that's about the end. That's the end of it. You know, I'm not going to loan him money again. I'm not going to try to help him out. He's on his own with that, but I want him to
You
be
never
there for
loaned me any money, though.
Whatever.
We got kids together, so I mean, we got to somewhat get along, at least for the kids' sake.
He's a good dad.
And you know, I mean, I just hate it came to this, pretty much.
I'm the one who filed. What do you mean you hate it came to this? This is crazy.